I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
But he thought it was fabulous.
Ready?
Hey, cheers, cheers for you, Rowdy High. Send those praises up to the sky. Send that football down the field. Don't let a bulldog interfere. We never stagger, we never fall. We always get there with that football. All you kids from UHS, we're all out to win this game. Yeah.
Let's go, yeah!
That's what you're paying for right there, ladies and gentlemen.
High dollar.
Every penny they pay me.
I bet you feel so much better without that thing on tonight.
No, I did.
Yeah.
We're back for week 10. Coyotes off a big shutout win at the Honey Bowl on homecoming, but couldn't
That's fabulous.
think about and relish in that one too long. They got a huge game on the road this week at Somerset that will determine playoff seeding and who we play the next week, but we'll get to that a little bit and during our key game. Let's see, our sponsors, of course, are First State Bank. Thank you, First State Bank. Uvalde Chevrolet is the sponsor of Keys to the Game with Coach Miller. And then, of course, our pizza sponsors will make an appearance here, or we're hoping they make an
We don't know that.
I'll be gone. I'll be gone in about 30 minutes from now if they don't show up.
Our fearless leader is 100% involved with Hunter's Roundup, and so we're hoping he ordered the pizza tonight. Of course, our talking about that, our business of the month for the chamber is AEP Texas. They're also a big sponsor for the Hunter's Roundup, and that's where most of the chamber staff is tonight. Hunter's Roundup, right here out at the Fairplex Friday and Saturday. I know most of you watching will be over at Somerset to watch the Coyotes play.
But today is Wednesday.
Night.
Why are they already out there?
The Hunter's Roundup is actually 2 days this year. It's a barbecue cook-off on Saturday and the traditional one Friday night. The barbecue cook-off, I think, has 42 teams registered already.
Oh, cool. Yes, sir.
And so I think they are still in need of judges. If you would like to judge, I think the judging starts at 12. 12, 1, 2, and 3, I think is what I heard.
I think so, yeah.
So anyway,
There's always plenty of brisket and rib judges. It's the chicken that gets you.
That's it, and
So
we know why.
Here's hoping you judge the winner or taste the winner, not the
There's
last
got to be
place.
somebody out there that loves chicken.
Yeah, chicken tartare. We don't recommend it.
please come out and Friday night
Very
and participate in the Monster Gun Raffle, and then Saturday the barbecue cook-off. So anyway, that's the big chamber news for the week. Let me look at my notes here so I don't forget anything. Yeah. As I said before, Uvalde Chevrolet sponsors Keys to the Game. You can catch Coach Miller live just after this, and then it will be rebroadcasted up until Friday. But we also have as one of our guests, one of our DB coach, Coach Jonathan Hagler. Coach Hagler, welcome. I know when we get to the Uvalde game, we're going to get you to explain the playoff
That's fine.
scenario a little better. It's about as clear as mud to some of us. But anyway, and no, I think it's great that you're here. It's kind of, you bring a unique experience to Uvalde. You've been a coach here for 3 years, right?
Yep.
3 years.
3 years.
And you're very high, at a higher level than we've ever had, I think, on recruiting and training these kids up and stuff. Do you want to talk a little bit about what you're doing?
I just try to bring my experience from Alabama. I know we mentioned the Alabama LSU game a little earlier, so roll tide on that one. But I grew up in Alabama, played at Jacksonville State, worked at Jacksonville State for a year, coached high school ball out there. And I just think I have a little bit of my experience with football is a little bit different than some of the kids have seen. You know what I mean? As far as like working with some of the kids that I've been lucky enough to work with. Like I've got a chance to work with a couple really impressive athletes, and they made me look like a much better coach. But just try to bring some of that here. And I think, this year especially, I think we're seeing a lot of that, just trying to introduce, whether it's 7-on-7, whether it's, taking them to these showcases, these combines, and kind of getting them out there a little bit more.
Yeah, you're a great follow on Facebook and social media because you're constantly pushing these kids and stuff and these athletes. Not only our athletes, but athletes still from Alabama and that area and stuff. And when they're performing well on the field, or also when they go to these camps and they're getting offers and stuff like that. And I know we've got 2 or 3 kids right now that are high up on radars and stuff. And so it's definitely unique to this area. I know recruiting has gotten to be such a big thing. There's a lot of people involved for money in it. But maybe out in this area, not so much. And so it's great having you here doing some of that.
Oh yeah, no, it's been a joy for me. I tell people all the time because I still talk to all my guys back home, and just between trying to get these kids their name out here because we are so far down here, so we have to. Whether it's take them to San Antonio, Dallas, Austin, and let them compete against those guys. And they did it all spring and all summer. And they held their own. They performed well. And so that's all I was trying to bring to them.
Well, you did. You took a group of kids this year all the way to Norman, Oklahoma, and back on a one-day trip for their combine, didn't you?
Yeah, so it was so we took, how many did we take? It was 4 or 5 of them. Actually, Albert got invited up. The coaches at Oklahoma, they kind of saw him last year. They wanted to see him in person. And we had a couple other underclassmen, and Elijah was supposed to go. He didn't get a chance to come up, but we took Diego, Abraham, and our young tackle, Josh Machuca, a pretty good-looking kid. I think he's going to be good going forward. And, it was a quick turnaround up there.
Yeah, that's commitment, though. All the way up to Norman, Oklahoma, and back in one day. That's definitely commitment. Well, you also do a lot of training with the young kids in the area and stuff. You want to mention that a little bit?
Yeah, the biggest thing I try to do is, I just try to do what my coaches did for me. That's really all I can do. And I had a bunch of, coaches that were really involved with me in Little League, middle school, that helped me get to the level that I got to, and they continue to do it to this day. And I talk to them often. So a lot of the younger 6th, 7th graders, elementary schools, whether it's having some type of speed camp, some type of, clinic type setup, to try to, get these other coaches more involved with them and try to, focus more on technique, not just necessarily winning a Little League game or, get them to line up right. Like, just try to pass that information on.
Yeah. Well, and during the summer, of course, we have our regular strength and conditioning that comes down through the high school. But you're also doing above and beyond with some of the kids. You've got through your own business in that. And so if there are any parents out there looking for extra summer work, get their kids out a little more and get them a little more in shape. I mean, Coach Agler's your man.
I appreciate that.
But anyway.
Yeah. Hey, give your shout out, like your handle, Twitter.
You can find me on Twitter at jhagler DBZ. So DBs, J Hagler DBs, and on Instagram it's John Hagler, JONHAGLER.
I am, dude. I'm gonna follow. Yeah, you bet.
Well, I mean, definitely, if you've got a younger kid that you even think that, well, maybe, my kid, or he wants to maybe play at the next level, he's here locally, he's your guy to start looking to. So, yeah, thanks for being here. Thanks for everything you're doing with the kids. You're really putting these kids on the next level, and it's great.
No, for sure. And the kind of coach this guy is, you don't get that in Uvalde very often. So take advantage of it, please.
Coach.
Please.
Coach.
I appreciate it.
It's a good title, Coach, man. That was always my favorite, The best thing about being coach is you didn't have to learn anybody's name. It's like, Coach, Coach.
Yell out a name.
That's Coach.
Hey, dude.
Doctor.
Coach. No doctors, Coach.
Well, we're not lastly, but we are also brought to you by the Leader News and the Picks by Leader News. Play at home if you can. I know everybody is watching. They definitely play at home, so you can match your scores up against ours, and you'll do pretty well, I promise. So,
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'd like to see you do the comedy though.
let's go ahead and get started tonight. We'll start with our pro games. Let me see. Since we don't have our trusty little sheet, I got to go back here a ways. Okay, let's go on the bottom. Let's go Tampa, Houston first. Willie?
Houston. I'm gonna go with Houston at home here. They're on the threshold of being mediocre.
Houston is a 3-point favorite.
There you go. There you go. I'm going with Houston.
Well, you went with Houston last week too. I don't know if you remember that or not.
No.
You even did a.
Yes, Jan, she already reminded us we all went with Houston last week, besides you.
No, I was saying it because he's saying a little Houston. Houston
Yes.
means that I'm one day closer to you. And you even sang that last week.
It was great.
Yeah. So I'm gonna stick with H-Town. Let's go Houston.
Yeah, y'all said the Texans are slightly favored, right? Yeah.
They're a 3-point favorite.
3-point favorite, yeah. Yeah.
They're a home.
They're
They're
at
the
home.
home. They're getting the home 3 points.
So that
Right.
means-
I just got a feeling that last week was just hopefully like a little blip for them. Give me the Texans.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Texans in this one also.
Oh, me.
Whoa.
I can't believe it. I am too. Mosquitoes and traffic jams about all Houston's good in the world. Give me the
Humidity.
Texans. Humidity.
Yeah, I'm going to go the opposite. CJ Stroud.
He's got it.
He started out really, really good, but now I think the league's kind of figured out what he does good, and they're shutting him down. The Texans haven't scored more than 20 points in like a month. So Tampa.
Change my pick.
No, I know.
Too late.
It's the same thing.
Feel free to take Tampa.
Well, I'm not going to take Tampa. For my boy Roland, I will take
Sorry, Roland.
Yeah.
the
Sorry,
Houston,
Roland.
Houston Texans.
Don't bring him a cap rolling.
I know, yeah. Go Row.
I'm gonna go Houston. I think D'Amico's a good coach. They got a bunch of really good young playmakers on their team. Tank Dell was first game back was last week. He got off to a hot start too. I think that was a big part of why they were good on offense earlier. But yeah, no, I like Texans. The Texans in this one.
You got the home run there, Nano.
Yeah.
Well, we'll stay down there with you, Coach. We've got Buffalo at Cincinnati next. Cincinnati is a 2-point favorite. They're 4-3. Buffalo's 5-3.
Okay. I'm gonna go Cincinnati. Buffalo's a little banged up right now. Cincinnati looks like they're clicking a little bit more. Joe Burrow seems like he's getting back to his old self. Jamar Chase is being Jamar Chase, and I like where they're sitting right now. So Cincinnati.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the Bengals also. After that victory in San Francisco, I think they're hopped up. Let's go. Go Bengals.
Yeah, I'm going to go Bengals too. They're looking good, hitting their stride. The Bills beat Miami, but other than that, they hadn't looked all that great.
Our fearless leader is watching, and yes, he forgot the pizza, but he did take care of it. When we
Thank goodness.
Well, great.
Get a Philly cheesesteak sandwich, please.
Yeah.
Side salad.
I'm going to take Cincinnati here. I have Burrow on our fantasy football. Of course, every league I have 3 leagues. Every league I took Kirk Cousins in each one. I don't know why. It didn't really work that way. So I cursed him, so he's out. So, but I've got Burrow on 2 of my leagues, on our league that we're all playing here. So, yeah, let's see what they do. Give me Cincinnati.
Cursed him. You might have ended his career.
Oh, no, he's a long ways from leaving.
Yeah, I'm going to go Cincinnati too. I think when Burrow gets hot, he's hard to beat, and it looks like he's slowly getting into that mode again. And so they're going to be a factor in January, February. Again, it looks like. So give me Cincy.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Hagler and Jay said Burrow's finally getting out of that whatever he was in, snapping out of it. I think it was the calf injury he started out the season with. So yeah, looks like he's starting to get over it. Should be an exciting game, but I'm gonna go with the Bengals. Bengals.
Well, here we go. Let's go Von Miller and the Buffalo Bills. I think. I don't know. Last week I know they're banged up, but yeah, I'm not believing in Cincy just quite yet. They're going to get there. Obviously, they're going to be a playoff team, but not this week. Let's go Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Buffalo Teal, too. I just watched that Ken Burns special on PBS. All about the Buffalo.
On the Buffalo? I thought you were going to sing WKRP.
In Cincinnati.
That's what I thought you were going to do. a little disappointed.
All right. Well,
I just watched
Send me that vote.
the great turkey drop this week.
we'll stay down there. 5-2 Dallas, a 3-point home favorite.
So here's a pick that is shows how totally I disregard where I stand in this. I'm going with Dallas here.
There you go.
Not a boy, Willie.
Good choice,
job.
Mr. Edwards.
Oh, well, I should have done that last week, and I didn't. This week, I'm going to make the same mistake, and I'm going with the Eagles. Because until Dallas beats the big boys,
True.
you know, like, show me something, and then I'll pick you. But you ain't beaten a team like Philadelphia yet. So you ain't even seen one yet. So I got to go.
San
I got
Fran
to
was,
go
but
Philly.
San Fran was.
At the
We
time.
saw one.
Yeah,
3
at
game
the
losing
time.
streak since then.
Yeah, at the time.
Yeah, at the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the time. Yeah. No.
Philly's also had a pretty easy schedule.
Yes, they have.
They kind of have, yeah. I know the Eagles are favored. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm a realist. In my opinion, they're the best team in our conference for sure. Maybe in the
I'll never admit
in the
that.
NFC. I'm a realist, man.
I'm not convinced.
I love my Cowboys, but yeah. Now it just seems like they got it more together right now. But I think Hurts is hurt. I'm hoping
Dynamite drop
this is a
in.
statement game.
is
Right?
hurt.
Hurts is hurt. Hurts is hurt. Hoping it's a
Don't you
statement
mean
game.
Hulu has life for you?
Make us forget what happened in San Fran a few weeks ago. I don't know, man. I'm always gonna go with my Cowboys, man.
There you go.
Well, with all the world in Vegas watching what we're picking here, I know. Even if Hurts is not hurt, we started rumor now. He's gonna be hurt.
Hurts is hurt.
Watch the phone. The line's gonna move now because we know Vegas is watching.
I guarantee I'll be watching that. I got him and Dak on my
I got him too.
fantasy league, so I'm
You heard it here
what.
first.
Yeah,
I'm okay on the
I may
quarterback on that.
make
game.
the same mistake here, but I think because Dallas, they see the division slipping away if they were to lose this game. I think this game means more to Dallas. And so
Come on.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Cowboys.
Attaboy.
Yes.
Hey.
And that's not just you know me, that's not a homer pick. I do definitely like and follow the Cowboys, but I'm not going to pick them just because I think they're, I've got to pick who I think is going to win. I think the Cowboys might have something here.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it. Shout out to Gabe and Sonny. Loving the Cowboys is wrong. I don't want to be right.
I just heard that song the other day.
Yeah, give me the Cowboys.
Sonny, thank you for the fun.
That was quick.
That was good.
Lock that door.
30 minutes or less.
Come on in.
Trick or treat.
Oh, man.
It's Luigi. F5.
Thank you,
Thank
Jay.
you so much.
Appreciate it. See you later, Jay.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Take care. Shout out to Jay for bringing the pizza in hot.
Oh, man.
Way to go,
Well,
MJ.
once again, if you have not been to Luigi's, you need to go try Luigi's. Their pizza, their entire.
That's fast.
Please,
That's what she said.
frequent our pizza sponsor, Luigi's.
Yep.
Luigi's.
Luigi's is the best.
I think it's down to you.
Yeah, I'm up.
They're
I was just telling Joe, Tom, and Jay before the show that the last 10 years where Cowboys are 6-4 in Philly,
Stats.
60%.
But
But Cowboys got to run the ball better. But if they can do that and throw the ball down the field, we'll win. So I'm going to take the Cowboys.
I'm going to take the Eagles.
I'm gonna go Eagles. I think they're one of the most complete teams.
Oh, spoken like somebody from Alabama.
Hey, Jalen Hurts, Devontae
They were
Smith,
doing
that's
great.
enough of them.
Hey, they're good, man.
And they added Kevin Byard this past week. One of their weaknesses in secondary. They added one of the best safeties in football. So I think that definitely will go a long way and help. So
I will tell you though, like if the Cowboys, last week's Cowboys play every week, there's your Super Bowl champion right there. But can they do it? I don't know.
Can they do it against a good team?
That's
Right.
$1 million question right there.
Being an Aggie, that's you've been down that road before.
Yeah.
Can they play like this again?
I live on that road.
Well, Coach Acker will stay down there with you. We've got the 3-5 LA Rams going to the 2-5 Green Bay Packers.
Okay, I'm gonna go LA. I think even though they lost the running back Hiram Williams, I think that running back room is consistent. The offense, they'll find a way to get their guys the ball. Cooper Kupp, he's a dude. So I think I'm gonna go LA. I think their offense is gonna pick it up and get the win in Lambeau.
I'm going to go with Green Bay just because old school. I just like the Packers and no other reason particularly. Just going with Green Bay.
Yeah, neither team is really looking good here lately. Stafford's thumb's all banged up, and
4-3.
what's his name? Nakua Puka. He's banged up, and I figure second road game for LA in a row. So I'll take Green Bay.
Yeah.
I put my shoes on one morning.
Yeah, I'm going to take Green Bay. I just looked up the weather, and it's going to be weather.
Yeah.
So
That's what they say.
pretty excited about that. So, give me the Packers at home.
Yeah, I was still on Nano's train of thought. That's the second road game in a row for LA Rams, and so give me Green Bay at home.
I'm gonna go with the Rams on this one. I really didn't know which team to go with, but I just got a feeling that they're gonna pull it out.
I really didn't either. Jesse Rodriguez hit the bank. He's a big NFL dude, and he was like, "Oh no, let's go with the Rams." I'm like, okay, because could it be any more cold, in Green Bay? But still, I think let's go with the Rams.
Yeah, I didn't talk to Jesse, but I'm with him.
He told me to tell you.
All right, well, good. I heard you.
Every time you ask Jesse about football, it always starts with "Go Miami."
100%. And that's
So
a fact. Though.
I'll take those Rams too.
All right. Well, that wraps up the pro slate. Our college slate we've got. We'll kick off with A&M Aggies at 5-3 going to Ole Miss. Ole Miss is 7-1 and a 3-point favorite here. Mr. Edwards.
Yeesh. Man. It's hard in Uvalde to go against the Aggies. I don't know if y'all noticed, there's quite a few Aggies in Uvalde.
I've noticed.
They're pretty loud and obnoxious, most of them. I'm going with Ole Miss here. Give me
I don't know that I've met another Aggie in this town.
Yeah.
Oh.
Swig 'em.
Oh, well. This was a tough one for me to decide on.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now.
All right, move on. Pablo, you're next.
Gig 'em.
Gig 'em. Shocker. I really wanted to go with the Aggies. I know they're on a 2-game win streak right so far. Yeah. So, but I got to go with Ole Miss on this one.
Yeah, we got the horses. And I mean.
Well, this is a game that I don't know if A&M can keep up with Ole Miss if it gets to be a shootout. Ole Miss has just got an offense, and between Dart and Lane Kiffin, they'll have plenty of things dialed up. Now, if it gets to be a SEC 21-24 game, I think A&M wins that game.
I think
Low scoring game, A&M.
Would you care to retort,
but
Mr. Nuzzi?
I don't.
Would you care to
will give up
retort,
some
Mr.
points.
Nuzzi?
Yeah, right. No, I don't.
Point, counterpoint.
I think I think there's 100%. We got better athletes than they do, and scheme. Now, if they execute, that's one thing, but if they don't, that's another. So if our offensive line shows up, then we got a whole different situation, because then it could get ugly. But I don't think they're going to. It's going to be a close game. But
Okay, with all chances rationale, I'm going to take Ole Miss.
there you go.
Yeah, that was
Good deal.
sounded like a damn politician. Man.
Hey.
Did you run for agriculture?
See,
Well,
Didn't do very well either.
Chestnut checkers.
Well, I'm going to take them because I don't hardly ever go against A&M. I don't think I've gone against them yet. 5-3. I mean, we're sitting here trying to get to that elusive 6 to go to the Weed Whacker Bowl or whatever.
Who cares?
I don't understand it. I mean, we're constantly, and if they can beat anybody, I'd love for them to beat Lane Kiffin.
Oh, I can't stand
Just
Lane
can't stand him. I just wish that if they were going to beat anybody else, I mean, we still got to go play LSU. Got to go. And what else do we have, Champ? I mean, I don't even know.
Yeah,
we got several left. But anyway,
Mississippi State.
yeah, give me the Aggies on the road. It's only 3 points.
It's only 3 points.
It's going to be close.
A&M could
I hope I'm wrong.
win.
I hope I'm wrong.
They're on an 8-game road losing streak or something like that, going back to 2 seasons ago, I think. So I'm going to take Ole Miss till A&M's got to prove me wrong. I hope they do, just for you guys. I know
Well,
how
I appreciate that.
down the
Well,
dumps you
yes.
are.
Love you, not.
Well, I don't know about how it dunks.
And Joe, you better not hate Lane Kiffin too much because I bet you he's on a short list for A&M coach if they get rid of their
Oh,
coach.
good
I can
grief.
assure you that will not.
I don't think he was working Aggie
I
man.
promise you. I know a couple people. I'll tell you, they're not. That will never happen.
I'm going with Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. I know you mentioned A&M's O line. Ole Miss's D line has one of the higher sack rates in the SEC. And then you talk about them being able to run the ball with Quinshon Judkins, and I just think they're a more complete team. But it's going to be a competitive game. I mean, it's not going to be a cakewalk.
I hope it is.
Yeah.
I hope it's not a blowout.
All right. Well, we talked about you going to Norman. The next pick up there for you is Oklahoma Sooners. They are 7-1, ranked number 9 in the college football poll, going to Stillwater to take on Oklahoma State Cowboys at 6-2. That's a very surprising 6-2.
Oh yeah, well, Oklahoma State's riding their running back right now. He's playing out of his mind right now. But I think Oklahoma come off the upset against Kansas last week. I think they're going to get back on track. They have to get back on track. They're one of the what they come in at 9 last night.
They're 9.
It's the last couple of weeks they kind of slowed it down a little bit, but I still think they're one of the best teams in the country. They got great players all over the field, but Oklahoma.
I'm going with OSU. I don't have any reasons.
Yeah, I mean OSU would love to kick Oklahoma out the Big 12 door,
Absolutely.
on Saturday.
Absolutely.
So there's that factor, but I think Oklahoma's going to bounce back this week.
Yeah, that's the way I see it. I think that lost to Kansas, and they're still number 9 after losing to Kansas.
Yeah, that's where they came in.
Okay, well, I didn't think they'd be that high, but anyway, yeah, give me Oklahoma. There's no reason I could care less.
Yeah,
Yeah, really. This is a who cares.
I think Kansas is a better team than Oklahoma State. I mean, Oklahoma State, they're riding that running back right now. But as much as I felt like Kansas had their number last week, I don't think the mullet doesn't have OU's number. He struggles against OU, it seems like. So yeah, give me the Sooners. As much as it pains me, give me the Sooners in this one.
Yeah, give me the Sooners also on this one on the road.
Ooh, I'm gonna have.
Is this a
home
night?
run.
Is it a night game?
I don't know when it is, but
If it, I mean, I'm going to assume it's a night game, and I think Oklahoma,
weather's weather, and all games are at night.
2:30.
2:30. Okay.
2:30.
Well, regardless.
Revise your statement.
night
I think
somewhere.
Oklahoma's going to win it, but I think that Oklahoma State smells some blood in the water, especially after last week, and it's at home, and I think they do. They want to give the big, hi, how are you, middle finger to Oklahoma on the way out, and I think this is their last shot to do that. So they're going to be hungry. So go Pokes. Give me the Pokes. Give me the Pokes.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna have to Boomer Sooner on you here, buddy. Boomer Sooner. Give me Oklahoma.
Chance, that is one really good point, though, because Oklahoma State, this may be their last shot at Oklahoma.
That's
for a
it,
while.
'cause they're not gonna play.
They're going to come fired up. So.
Yeah.
All right.
like
well,
A&M did not do.
Willie, we'll stay down there with you.
In 2011.
We've got LSU traveling to Alabama. LSU was 14 in the CFP, and Alabama was 8. Alabama's the 3-point home favorite.
In honor of Coach down there on the end, Coach, I'm Coach. I'm gonna go with Alabama.
Yeah. Alabama. Yeah, give me the Tide. I think it's gonna be a close game. It's gonna be a boring one, like one of those like just defense, like the 9-6 or whatever it was.
Baseball score.
Yeah. No, but I think I don't know but this could easily be one where we're talking about it Sunday, going, I can't believe LSU won. Well, I kind of can. You know, it's just either or, but you can't go against Saban. So give me Alabama.
Alabama. At
Oh
home.
yeah.
Yeah, roll Tide. Give me Alabama also.
Yeah, being at home, I think that's huge. And this is a night game, isn't it? This is a night game.
There might be a drink or two had at that game.
So, yeah, give me Alabama at home.
Man, this is close. It could go either way, and with my stats the way they are, I'm pretty far now. Give me the Tigers.
Oh,
There you go. I like it. I like it.
where that little Red Riding Hood.
That's the only reason. Thank you.
I'm gonna take the Tide, Alabama.
I'd love to take LSU because I really like them, but I'm going to go with Alabama.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to go Alabama, obviously. A little biased, but Jaden Daniels is playing out of his mind. And if they hadn't lost 2 games, or so, he'd probably be at the front of the Heisman conversation. I think it's going to be a shootout. One, not just because, I think Alabama does have one of the better defenses in the country, but LSU's down to like two scholarship corners. Like, they're decimated in secondary. So I think it's going to be a shootout. I think Jaden Daniels is going to be Jaden Daniels. And I think, I think Alabama's receivers are starting to click a little bit. So, between Burton and Isaiah Bond and those guys. So, it'll be a fun game, but Alabama.
There ain't many games with that coach that they're gonna slip. You
Oh,
know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
No.
So-
And they owe him one. Last year that 2-point conversion, gutsy call, great call by Kelly, and I think they're gonna want some get back.
Oh yeah.
Man, I forgot Kelly was there.
You can change it. As
Nah,
long as the
I'm rolling
episode
with it.
doesn't end, you can change it.
No bullshit. You can't change it. No. So you listen to all this intelligent input, and now you're gonna jump back.
Not me. I'm staying with it.
Not allowed.
Go for it. Let's go.
No.
Part of the rules that are on the wall.
Coach Agler, we'll stay down there with you with our first of the 2
We're going to need a
obscure
drop button.
games. Yeah. We've got 7-1 Furman going 7-2 Chattanooga.
I'm gonna go Chat just because 1, they used to play against us at JSU, and 2, my former O-line coach at JSU is now the O-line coach at Chat. That's the only reason. So
Whoa, now.
go
All right.
with Chattanooga.
I'm going to go with John Carroll. They're the same in the conference. They're all both 7.
That's an
Oh, whoa. Furman. Oh, yeah. Okay, wait. Yeah. Well, Furman's number 2 and Chattanooga's number 13. I'm going with Furman.
What's a paladin? I didn't look it up.
That's like a
That's a guy that carries a gun every
but it's a knight or somebody with high chivalry, high honor, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
That's exactly. Have gun will travel.
Have gun will travel.
Well,
Paladin.
paladin sounds cool.
Dang near
And they're ranked number 2.
It's an Xbox game too. I don't know. Believe it or not. And I wouldn't know that, but I was looking it up.
How can you not go with Paladin after
I'll
all
take
that?
Furman.
Yeah, I'll take Furman.
I'm familiar with the name.
Yeah,
Not at all.
Chattanooga's got a quarterback that's thrown for a lot of yards, I think. He's thrown for quite a few yards this season, a lot of touchdowns, and they score a lot of points. But I don't know, Furman looks, if you're looking through the scores, looks like a little more well-rounded of a team. So yeah, I'll go with Furman on this.
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Furman
with
people.
Furman, the Mark Furman Paladins.
And last week,
Thank you.
I went with the 2 home teams on the obscure games, and I lost both of them. So
Oh,
let's go with the
yeah.
away
I
team.
think we all do.
Yeah, well, give me the furry man.
The Freeman.
So man, I've been to Lookout Mountain in Chattanooga, Tennessee
Me
twice.
too.
Man, you can see like 112 states.
Yeah.
You can see them coming over from Spain, man. It's like way up
You
there.
can see them, but if you were on the ground, you couldn't see a darn thing.
No.
I mean, how'd they fight that war?
They were up there.
Unbelievable.
They were up top, man.
Yeah.
They had a good spot. And anyway, and there was a place called Fat Man Squeeze that you had to walk through, and I had to suck it up pretty good to get through Fat Man Squeeze. Anyway, I'm going with Chattanooga, Tennessee. Choo choo. Choo choo.
I was there this summer. It looked nice still.
Yeah.
Our last college game of the week, we have the color war. We've got the Purple Raiders of Mount Union at the Blue Streaks from John Carroll.
Yeah.
So we got purple versus blue.
So, am I first here?
Yeah, you're first.
Okay, well, I'm going to tell you. So, I was at HEB one day, And I pulled up there, man, I had all my stuff, and I rang it all through, and then I started doing that frisk, you know, you're like frisking yourself, and I don't have my wallet. And so, man, so is John Carroll here?
No.
So John, they call him down, he comes down, he just gives him his credit card, puts it on his credit card. And he said, just pay me next time you're in here. So anyway, I go right back down there. So how in the hell could I go against John Carroll, man? I'm John Carroll.
It's pretty simple when you look at it.
You see how we treat our coaches here in Uvalde, especially HEB?
All the way.
I'm assuming this is not John Carroll, the lead guitar player of Corey Morrow's band, which is fantastic. But I would not take him playing against a full high school football team. That would be ridiculous. But I'm going to go Mount Union anyway.
Oh, look at you,
Let's go.
nasty scumbag.
Mount Union.
Nasty scumbag.
Nasty.
Nasty scumbag.
Man, how could you do that?
Oh, well, you know.
Yeah, I saw the blue streaks. I was like, it's better than the brown streaks, I guess. Let's see.
Well done.
Thank you. Good night. No,
It's a dynamite drop in.
I'm gonna go with the Raiders on this one. Purple Raiders, Mount Union. Raiders.
Yeah, their margin of victory is like 75-4. I mean, yeah, they've beaten every team that they played pretty high, I think. Yeah, give me Mountain Union. I think they're ranked number 1 in Division III right now. So,
Yeah, give me Mountain Union.
Yeah. Mount Union, they never lose. I don't know how many championships they've won.
Well,
So Mount Union.
Yeah, well, you just
Well,
jinxed all of us.
both teams are 7-0 in conference. Can't be too bad. I saw the scores for both. I'm going to go with the home team. John Carroll.
John Carroll.
There you go. I'm with you, Mama.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
Mount Union. They've been good since I was little, so
Yeah.
that's all I know. So I've always heard of Mount Union. So
that's a program with staying power. They really are.
Mountain Union, wasn't that just up the hill from Mayberry?
I think it may have. I think you're
Is that where
right.
Otis was from?
Mount something. Mount
That was Mount Pleasant.
Pleasant. Yeah, Mount Pleasant. You're right. I think
They had a mountain.
Mount something. All right, that'll wrap up the college games. We'll get to our high school games here. Before we get to the game of the week, our 2 other high school games. Coach, we've got 4-4 Sabinal going to 4-2 Rock Springs. I think Rock Springs is 3-1 in district. Sabinal's 2-2. This obviously has big playoff ramifications. Every game we've got tonight does. I think they're playing for 2nd and 3rd here. So, and Rock Springs is an 11-point favorite according to Dave Campbell's.
Let's start off.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna go Rock Springs. Earlier I was leaning a little bit Sabinal. Then y'all told me the spread on it, so we're gonna go Rock Springs with this one.
Yep, Rock Springs.
Yeah. Always pulling for Sabinal. Always pulling for Sabinal. But for this, for our pick'em here, I'm going to take Rock Springs.
Yes. You're like a man running for office. I love Sabinal. Y'all are Uvalde County.
I love
Sabinal.
But yeah, I don't have this one circled. I don't know. We were all talking here earlier. Sabinal's got little Richie back.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
he's a ball hawk. He's
Yep.
playing on defense. They've had a rough year. He probably gives them a little bit of life here. Rock Springs. Give me the Jackets.
Yeah, I think if Sabinal were to win this, if they end up kind of maybe in a scenario that Uvalde's looking at, they'll finish in a 3-way tie. Now, who has the tiebreaker there
Right.
exactly? I don't know for second. So, I mean, there's definitely something on the line. You say they've had an off year, but they're still playing for second in that district right now. But that being said, yeah, I'm going to go with the Angoras. Give me Rock Springs.
Yeah, I hope Sabinal is able to go out there and pull off the win, but I'm gonna go
take
with
'em.
Rock Springs. I can't, man. I just can't. I feel like they're not gonna.
We're gonna leave that up to you there,
Yeah. Anyway,
Wally Bob.
I think Richie's a game changer.
yeah, no, he definitely is.
I think
He
the kid's a
definitely
game
is.
changer.
Yeah. Yes,
I
he is.
wish they'd see him on offense a little bit. I know he can't throw the ball, but
Right.
running the ball. If
Yeah.
he was out playing on offense, yeah.
Yeah, no.
that-
If he was playing on offense, I'd Sabinal all day. You know,
Yeah.
but
I don't think
yeah,
that's wrong
like
with
I
his
said-
legs, so I think he still can run. So.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yes, sir. No, I'm gonna go with the Mohairs. Give me the Mohairs.
And because of the Thai restaurant.
Yes.
Thai restaurant.
That's a game changer.
Lotus, you're missing out on it.
Well, the comedy corner over here, we got some skin in this game. I got a couple grandparents resting in peace in Montel. And we got a little ranch in Campwood, and then we went to church up in Rock Springs. So, and could you get a better Texas football name than the Angoras? Like, that's awesome. We need to do away with the bears and all that. Like, do some road runners and armadillos and, like.
What about the red ants?
Yeah, exactly. Fire ants. Like, that'd be fantastic.
Chupacabras.
Yeah, chupacabras. Betcha.
There's probably 12 Angoras
Scorpions.
between here in Rock Springs.
Yeah, now there is.
There's not very many of them left.
No, there is
Coyotes.
not.
The
So,
Roosters.
give me Rock Springs. Let's go.
Yeah, I was born in Rocky Top,
you're good.
1951, almost 72 years ago. And so, yeah, they named the county after me, Edwards County, and then I moved down here. And but I'm going to go with the goats. Give me Rocky Top.
All right, our next high school game, we've got 2-7 Crystal City, but they are 2-2 in district, going to Lytle, and Lytle's 6-3. Lytle's a 7-point favorite, but they're 2-2 in district also. I think this game is for 3rd and 4th in that district, so both these teams will be in the playoffs. But Willie,
Arg. Give me the Pirates.
Yeah. Yard. Yeah, yard. Give me Lytle Pirates. Yard.
I'm going with the Pirates also.
Yard.
Matey.
those
Reminds me of
Pirates
Coach
all the way
Lee.
around over there. Yeah, Crystal City did have an offense explosion last week, but they've struggled this year on offense, and I think that's Lytle's strong point of their team is their defense. They've won a lot of low scoring games. So give me Lytle.
Yeah, give me Lotto.
I'm going to take Crystal.
Javelina! Javelina!
I'm going to take Crystal. They're playing better.
I'm going with Lytle.
I'm gonna go Crystal. I think they.
Hey!
I think,
See, Coach knows.
Just common opponents. After last week, I think Crystal's throwing in some of that young talent that they have over there, and I think that's probably a little bit.
Got a lot of sophomores.
Yeah,
and, quarterback showed up late this
Yeah,
year.
they're capable. We knew who he was last year, so when we played him, they threw him in there. He made a little run up the sideline, and we were just waiting for him to do something. So, I'm gonna go Crystal.
All right. Well, that kind of gets us to the game of the week this week. Let's see, why don't you give us a little bit of the playoff scenarios for the Coyotes here? Win, lose, draw, whatever happens over in Somerset. I know we don't want to look too far ahead. We're hoping on this game, but why don't you talk about that a little bit?
So basically, Bernie pretty much has it wrapped up with a win against Fredericksburg. They'll be sitting at 1 unless something crazy happens, we think. So if we beat Somerset, we win, we're number 2. If we lose by 1, we're number 2. If we lose from 2 to 10, we finish 4th. If we lose by more than 10, we finish 3rd.
Wow.
So it's a weird scenario due to the way the district decided to set up the tiebreaker. 1 and 2 goes off of points and things like that. And 3 and 4, they kind of just like, y'all figure it out, I guess.
Coin flip.
Yeah, so it's a very strange situation, but
It goes off with one of those crazy 8-balls.
no, seriously. Like when Coach Miller explained it to us, we were like, how does that make sense? But no, it's we win, we're fine, and then let the rest settle.
Yeah, the way you explained it to me, and you can catch it on Keys of the Game here afterwards, is that the 3 and 4 go to head-to-head. After they figure out 1 and 2 with points, and with 1 more than likely is already decided. So after they figure out number 2 on points, which, based on Fredericksburg's 7-point win versus Somerset, and then our 3-point win versus Fredericksburg, they kind of have that middle ground if this game is close. But if Somerset does happen to score enough points and moves into that second spot on points, then it'll go to head with us and Fredericksburg, and we have head. That's why we would. It's kind of weird that you think, oh well, you lose by a little bit, you're better off than if you lose by a lot. And that's not the case Friday night. Well,
It sounds like that new math to me. It's new math.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be irrelevant. We've got Somerset they're 5-4, 2-2 in district, and the Coyotes are, of course, they're 6-3, 3-1 in district. If you look at total points, are pretty even. Both the Harris poll, the Padilla poll, Dave Campbell's poll all have Somerset favored in that 2 touchdown range, but so did they all had Fredericksburg favored in that 2 touchdown range. So I don't think we've gotten enough respect this year for what y'all have done up there. So leave it to you. If you got any last add-ins, you can. I know who your pick's going to be, but
No, I mean they're a good football team. They've been a little banged up too. They've got a really good running back who made his way back a week and a half ago or so. Really good player. So I think that had to do with a couple of those losses. Good team, well-coached team. They're good on special teams and offense. I can speak about their offense at least. A lot of formations, a lot of motions. They're going to give us a bunch of different looks and things like that. But like I said, I think we're a tough team. We're gritty. Just find a way to win. It don't matter, how it happens. Just make it happen. So, but yeah, no, it should be a competitive game, fun game, and playoffs, playing for spots in the playoffs, so that always makes it more fun.
Yep. Go Yotes. We're behind you 100%. Give it your all. It's at the end here.
Yep.
Before the next season starts.
Yeah, forget about the tiebreaker scenarios. Just win, you
Yeah.
know. And I don't think
Just win,
we haven't played our best game yet. Just cut down on the penalties and no turnovers. We say that every week, but just go out there and do it. I know the guys can do it. So go Coyotes.
Yeah, let's just win it out. Let's go Yotes.
well, if you looked at last week in the game, I mean, the trend is going down on turnovers. I mean, we've definitely rectified some of that. There were a couple costly personal fouls last week, but besides for that, we really didn't have many. I mean, I think Coach a couple of weeks ago really got onto him about the false starts and stuff, and we've seen those kind of disappear. And so it's been a long time since Uvalde's been in this big of a game, the last game of the season.
Absolutely.
I mean,
Usually it's a play-in.
Yeah.
We're just trying to get in.
And so this year's definitely not that. I mean, I kind of think this game stacks up a lot like Fredericksburg. If we limit mistakes and play our game, I mean, I think we come out of there with the 2 seeds. So, I can't believe we're here to the end of the season already, but we are. And,
so fast.
it's a great. This is where y'all wanted to be. This is where the Coyotes wanted to be at the start of the season. They wanted to be right there at the end. I mean, shoot, you never know what can go on with Fredericksburg and Barney. I mean, you might end up with the three-way tie for first. Who knows?
Wow.
So
Then we'll flip a coin at a gas station.
Coach Taylor out there.
By the corner and roll
Coach
back.
Taylor, he's
And
right
exchange
outside Austin.
VHS tapes.
Yeah, exactly.
So, give me the Coyotes. Go Coyotes. Win it outright. Don't worry about the tiebreaker at all.
Yes, sir. Coyotes, go out there and just take care of business. Control your own destiny. Don't leave it up to chance. Leave it all out there in the field and
That chance
man.
or just
not
chance?
this chance. Chance it. No. Let's go Yotes.
So this is one of those games that we had a blessing to watch right before. I mean, y'all were probably there already and watched it in person, but I got to watch it before going to the Alamo Dome to watch the Coyotes' first game because they played before that.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah.
So this quarterback, I know they've got injury issues and stuff like that, but if that quarterback's still going, I mean, that guy's like, I think 5'5", maybe 200 pounds.
He's short. Yeah.
And he looks like, I mean, I was a quarterback here. I looked like a quarterback. I was terrible, but he doesn't look like one, and he's pretty awesome when that snap comes in his hands. He makes a move, so he's gonna be a tough one to stop. But I think Uvalde's got it. So just stifle that quarterback and don't be fooled by him. And let's go, Yotes.
Yeah, I don't have anything to add. But who would have? I've lived here a long time, and who would have ever thought that Uvalde and Somerset would be deciding our district, moves? So anyway, Somerset, come on, Coyotes. Let's go, baby. I know they've been good for the last couple of years, but it's Somerset, man. We're the big U Valley.
Yeah.
Come on, Coyotes. Let's go.
All right. Well, yeah, if you can make it, 7 o'clock over in Somerset, south side of San Antonio. If you can't, please join UvaldeRadio.net and listen to the game. And I don't know if they've got a.
So I would like to
no
throw in.
speaker?
I heard Van on the big. I'm sure y'all talked about this last week, but up at the Fredericksburg.
Well, you
game.
were here. You were here last week.
Well, right. Yeah.
Because of the head.
Yeah, yes. Okay.
head's-
Okay,
Hard to
Wiley.
hear that
Okay, well, that's right. I was Wiley last week. I forgot. But anyway, I just want to say, man, he did a good job. And at the very end of the show, Pops was saying, like, well, I guess we could say, because we broadcast, we won or something. But, we probably can't say that. Man said, I'm taking all the credit. I'm taking all the credit.
Did y'all watch those? Did y'all listen to those last 2 weeks? Yeah. That was a fun thing to listen to. That guy, I'm telling you, he was as advertised. I was geeking out about it, but I was right to geek out because he was right.
Well, once again, if you can't catch the game in person, please listen to UvaldeRadio.net, and they'll have the play-by-play action Friday night. And if you don't make it, go to the Fairplex, the Hunters Roundup.
Fairplex.
So there you have it.
There you have it. You want to let's sing our way
We'll
out?
always be loyal and true all through our school days, and when we are through, Uvalde High, 3 cheers for you, rah, rah, rah. We pledge our hearts and ourselves to you.
Welcome, Coyote fans, to Week 10 of Keys to the Game with Coach Miller. Of course, we're brought to you by Uvalde Chevrolet. They've been a proud sponsor all season. Well, we're at the end of the season. Week 10, it didn't ring all morning, and now it's ringing. Week 10, I know last week was a challenging week. We spent a few minutes on that, and then we'll get into all the implications of Week 10 real quick. But give me your thoughts on last week.
I'm glad it's over. As as a routine guy, to miss a day of practice and like I didn't even have some kids didn't even have time to stretch Friday before the game. I thought our defense, as usual, played outstanding. Offense, we had almost 400 yards of offense, and I thought they did a good job of doing to us what we try to do to people. They were snapping it under 5 seconds, and they were getting first downs here and there. So you kind of knew when DeVere made the field goal and he went up 2 scores that they weren't going to score twice. So I'm glad homecoming's over. I'm glad we won, and I got the opportunity to tell the guys, think about all that you've accomplished going into this last week with a chance to play for second, clinch the playoff spot, 4-1 at home, guaranteed winning record, all kinds of good stuff. So while it was a little frustrating during the game, we played well enough to win and move on to Somerset.
Yeah, that we've had a couple games like that this year where it's felt like, okay, we won, we moved on. You kind of look at some of the stat lines, you go, okay, yeah, I'm pleased with that. But when you look back at the game, you say, man, we just weren't as sharp as we normally are. And yeah, it's hard to say that when you have 400 yards of offense, but
yeah,
I think you can you feel that too.
Yeah, I felt it, but I'm proud of the kids for going out and winning amid all of the distractions, because it seems like homecoming week is the only week where the most important thing's not the game. It was like all the other stuff. So, to go on and get a win against the team that we should have beat, I feel good about it.
Okay. Well, what are some things from last week that you're trying to clean up a little bit this weekend heading into Somerset? So.
We need to do a better job of scoring when we get in the red zone for opportunities. That's one of our goals we get stickers for, is score 100% in the red zone. We didn't do that the other night. And then we need to get the other team off on third down. They got a couple first downs on third and medium to long that I felt like if we just play a little bit better responsibility football against their option, the game's not near as close as what it was.
Yeah, that is a little different facing an option team, but of course, I mean, we run the option a little bit. They were one-dimensional. I mean, you knew what they were going to do. They didn't have much of a passing attack at all. I think they were 0 for 3 or so.
Yeah, and they couldn't block our front. I thought Aaron played especially well. I think he had 12 tackles. I think 11 were solo. So, you know, if they're one-dimensional and then they can't block your front, that's bad news for them.
It's nice to know that when you're watching from the stands that, hey, they are really challenged in one area of the ball. Could be offense, defense, whatever, and you feel pretty good about your chances in the game. But then the flip side, you turn around and you're going, yeah, we're missing some opportunities here and there. And so I think your sentiments kind of they were kind of echoed in the stands a little bit.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to have Abraham back this week. Although Jared, I think I had him for 17 carries and 155 yards. I thought he played well. But to have them both would be good this week.
Yeah. Well, let's move on and talk about this week. Talk a little bit about Somerset, and then we can get in a little bit about the implications of Somerset and what goes on this week. But what are you expecting Somerset to throw at you this week?
Offensively, they are going to do a lot of the same things we do. They're going to get with tight end sets, and they're going to try to run the ball. Then they'll spread you out to try to get it to – they have one real explosive receiver. The thing about, to Somerset, and I played them 3 years when I was down in Corpus too, and I played them every year I've been here, is they usually go on how well their offensive and defensive lines are, and I don't think they're as physical as they've been the last couple of years.
No. Well, let's actually, that brings up a good question. Let's back up just a little bit, because I think you'll see this out of Somerset too. Last week was a little bit opposite of the Fredericksburg week. When we'd get in our tight end set, we seemed to run the ball pretty well. Last week, if we struggled anywhere, it was in our tight end set, and when we spread them out, we ran the ball pretty well. Why do you think that was?
I think last week they had some big guys. They weren't crazy strong or crazy athletic, but they were big and they were hard to move, and then they were doing some stunts that we hadn't seen before. But when we got in our spread set, we just had better athletes, and we were able to out-athlete them when we got in that set. And we kind of stayed in it a lot more the second half than the first half.
Yeah, I saw, I guess you kind of read that, and maybe you'll see that at Somerset also, is, what formation is working more to move the chains, and then that's what you'll get in.
Yeah, and we'll find out. I think we'll be able to spread them out a little bit, but you never know. I mean, It just depends on what they do. Now, they're pretty consistent like us, and you see what we line up on defense, and that's us, and they're going to line up pretty much like they've lined up for years. It hasn't changed.
Yeah.
So
well, what are we going to?
They're going to run a 3-4, and they have a big old nose guard. It's hard to move, and they got some pretty athletic kids in the secondary, and they're real aggressive with their safeties playing down to the run. So there'll be some play action pass opportunities and stuff like that. I feel like should help us.
Yeah. What do you see over the top with them? Are they going to back two safeties off?
They're going to play their corners deep. And then they have the safeties are about the same depth as the corners. And while those safeties try to help those corners, they're run players first.
Yeah, that was interesting last week. We saw the safeties almost right over the corners.
Yeah.
And then they when you got kind of in that spread formation, they would draft that fourth linebacker into a safety position to play 3 over the top. But it left them kind of weak.
Yeah, there were times they had 4 guys in the box. I mean, it's just
I thought it was a weird formation the whole game.
So that opened it up good for us running the ball, and then we were able to hit them on the pass to Jet for the touchdown. And with Somerset, they've seen us throw the ball deep all year. They're going to do everything in their power for those corners to stay back and not get beat deep. But that's fine. I mean, we'll take what they give us.
Yeah. I think we've got an excellent short passing game right now. I think. You were short passing him last week. I think you were 6 or 7 or something like that. I mean, really efficiently
good
doing
reads,
it.
good throws, and then yards after catch. I thought it was really good. And what is encouraging is we held Bernie, I think, to 58 yards rushing or something like that. Bernie had over 300 yards rushing against them last week.
Yeah.
So I feel like we can push them around a little bit and then hit them when those safeties get way too aggressive.
Okay. Well, I know there's not much love lost between Uvalde and Somerset. I know there's no love lost between Coach Miller and Somerset. That's an interesting dynamic this week, I guess.
It is, and when we set up our district schedule, this is kind of rivalry week. Us and Somerset, Kennedy Memorial, and those guys, and they don't like us very much. We don't like them very much, so. it's going to be fun, and it's going to be a lot of implications on this one this year.
Yeah, a
too.
lot on the line
Yeah.
for both teams. Why don't you talk about that a little bit?
Well, first of all, if Fredericksburg can beat Bernie, which I don't think they will, but if they do, and the winner of that game is one of the tri-district champs, and that would be awesome, where we came from 2 years ago. But if not, then if we win or lose by a point, we get the 2 seed. And if we lose between 2 and 10, we're the 4 seed. And we lose by 11 or more, we're the 3 seed. So they know the only way they can get the 2 seed, and I think that's what we're all shooting for. The only way they can get the 2 seed is to beat us by more than 11. And then we want to avoid that 4 seed if whatever possible. But, if we just go out and play like we did against Fredericksburg, I think we'll win the game. I mean, just go play.
That is really interesting. I've heard a couple of people explaining it of how between 2 and 10 points, where the 4 seed in Fredericksburg moves into that 3 seed spot.
Correct.
That's a weird dynamic.
Well, the way it works out is if 3 teams are tied and you've all beaten each other, you go to points. And once the highest point person is second, and then 3rd and 4th are determined by head-to-head. So if we lose between 2 and 10, then the highest point person would be Fredericksburg, and they would jump up to the 2 seed, and then because we lost to Somerset, we would drop to 4. Now, if we lose by more than 11, that puts Somerset as the 2 seed because they have the best points, and then we would go head-to-head with Fredericksburg, and we beat Fredericksburg. So I don't like doing it that way. I think when you do it, once you go to points, you should have to stay at points. Big debate when we set up the district rules this year, but I lost, and then we went back to doing it this way.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. I mean, obviously the goal is to win the game, and then
Correct.
we're 2 outright.
Yes.
We are the 2 seed, without a doubt.
2 seed, 7 and 3. I mean, that would be, and then to beat everybody in our district besides the number 1 team in the state, that would be really good.
Well, it sounds like on the flip side, District 13, which will be District 14's matchup, they have equally as much chaos going into it. So we possibly have 4 different opponents coming from there.
We could play anybody from Davenport to Taylor to Burnett to Lampasas. If we secure the 2 seed, I feel like it more than likely will be Burnett. But if Taylor beats them, it'll be Taylor. And then if we're 3, we'll play Lampasas. If we're 4, we'll play Davenport. Unless something crazy happens in those 2 games, which it shouldn't. All the games will be at Bernie, whoever we play. We've got that field reserve. 3 of the 4 have agreed to Friday night. Taylor, we haven't discussed Friday or Thursday yet. So that hopefully will be taken care of today. So not next Friday in Bernie, hopefully, unless it's Taylor. It might be Thursday, but I like Friday games better.
Yeah, you and me both. Well, I mean, not to get too far ahead, I mean, we do have our last regular season game this week, and Kyle fans, if you can get to Somerset, it'll be at 7 o'clock over in Somerset, and if you can't, please tune in to UvaldeRadio.net, and you can catch all the games there. But we'll see you next week, regardless, and hopefully we're talking about the number 2 seed and playing Burnett up in Bernie, and of course that game will be a big game also. So it's great to have 2 big games right here at the end, at least 2 big games.
Yeah, and it's fun. We had, I don't know if it's the cool weather or who we're playing or the implications. The best 2 practices since I've been here have been the last 2 days.
Wow.
And it's been, they have too much juice. They're driving me crazy. So.
It's been a while since Uvalde's played a game of this magnitude, the final game of the season too. Maybe we played for the last playoff spot a couple times, or it's been, of course, seniors' last game, and that's always big. But to come down to the end of the wire like we are, that's really that says a lot where this program is.
Yeah,
right now.
it's awesome. It's exciting, and I tell them all the time, like Fredericksburg, Somerset, playoff games. That's kind of why I still do it. These games are what we've worked for 3 years now.
All right. Well, congratulations and good luck, Coach. We'll see you Friday night, and then be back with you next week.
Yeah, sounds good. I'm
all right.
ready to go.
Thank you, Kyle fans.